Hey guys, this is Locke. Today I'm going to be talking about coal. Has coal really fallen off? Can you still be using coal? What's she like when you're approaching, endgame? So I'm going to talk about how I use her, and I believe coal's functionality, when you get to the endgame, really has to deal with this skill, the wipeout skill. So before we continue, let's read what it does. So it has a pretty high multiplier at 180%. And then before attacking, as long as coal isn't around people, two spaces within two spaces, you can ignore assist. And then after you defeat somebody, she gains dodge for one turn. So let's break it down. So what does ignore assist mean? So ignore assist is when you have a tank covering any squishy characters. So coal can go, and as long as you don't have anyone within two tiles of coal, she can just kill an enemy. Like the tank will not be able to interfere. And then after you defeat somebody, she also gets her dodge, like she'll be able to dodge one attack. So with that in mind, basically, I really need coal to get a kill. She's not going to be one-shotting people unless in PvP. Yeah, she will be one-shotting a lot of squishy characters, but in PvE scenarios, you might face monsters, other enemies that have a pretty high HP pool. So most of the time, coal will not really be one-shotting these things unless they are a lot squishier or something like that. But most of the time, you will not be. Like I've been fighting enemies that have like 30k HP, and coal cannot one-shot those. So what you will instead be doing is you will use, but I don't know if there's anyone that can really consistently one-shot these enemies anymore, because they have such high HP pools. You have to slowly bring them down. So how I play my coal now is I will have other characters bring somebody's HP down, and then I will have coal do the finishing kill. And the reason I want coal to get that finishing kill is because after she kills with wipeout, she will have dodge. So she's actually able to stay in the middle of the battlefield and dodge two attacks. The first attack she will dodge because of the wipeout effect, and then she has a reaction where once somebody attacks her, she will go behind them, attack them, and she will get dodge for a turn. So what happens is after you kill an enemy with this skill, she'll have dodge, somebody will attack her, and the attack will not go through because she will dodge. And now she will go behind that enemy, attack that enemy, and then get dodge again. So after using wipeout, she's actually able to dodge two attacks, which I think is actually pretty significant. Enemies do a lot of damage now. There isn't really other characters that's, especially like straight up DPS characters, that's able to take hits from enemies because they just do so much damage. You can build bruisers like Gloria, for example, that can withstand maybe one, maybe two hits, but other pure DPS characters, they are not going to be able to withstand these hits. But coal, you can actually build coal completely as a full-on DPS. You don't have to give any slots to any like dodge skills. It's a full-on DPS, but she's actually able to dodge two hits. And then after she does that, like if you see the energy cost of this skill, it's a 4 energy cost. So she's actually going to have trouble casting the skill, right? Like once you use it, now you have to wait for another 3 more turns before you can use the skill again. Well, thankfully, because of this passive, you don't have to wait that long. And now so let's read what this passive does. So this passive, Omen of Death, it gains Feverish Beast, and what does that do? That gives you additional crit and lifesteal when any character on the field is defeated. So regardless of who kills who, like if another character kills anyone, Cole gets Feverish Beast, which stacks. It can stack up to 5 times. So you can actually have 75% crit and lifesteal because of the skill. But the more important part comes later, which says that Cole will recover 2 energy when the character defeats an enemy. So that So, I mean, because of this skill, because of Wipeout, you already want Cole to be doing the last hit and killing an enemy anyway. So when you do that, you're automatically going to be regenerating 2 energy. So you don't really need to wait long. Like every other turn, as long as you're doing the killing blow, you're able to cast this Wipeout and dodge, right? So I've actually been able to use Cole like quite well. Like I've been using Cole in my tower runs, and Cole does okay. I don't really see Cole becoming like completely useless like a lot of people. I mean, a lot of sentiments that I've been reading. Of course, Cole is not as good as she was in the early game. Like in the early game, Cole is able to kill one and then take another turn right away because of the passive, not the passive, because of the trait, and then go and kill another character. And like, yeah, Cole's not going to do that anymore. She's not going to be a one-shot character, but I think there's going to be very, very few. Like the only one I can really think of right now is Nungo, but then there are characters coming out that do a lot of damage. Like I hear Auguste can do a lot of damage. So fine, there might be like 1 or 2 characters that do like a lot of damage, and I hear Auguste like that's the only thing Auguste can do. He can just do a lot of damage, and that's it. Fine, like that's his gimmick. So how does Cole stack up against him? Well, Cole can't do as much damage, but Cole has some other mechanics. Like Cole is able to dodge hits, so you can play Cole that way. Additionally, Cole also has like I believe the best leader skill in the game right now, and even in the future. Like even all the characters that are released up to Taiwan, I believe this is the best leader ability, and the characters that you can give that leader ability to are pretty good. Like there are a lot of characters that people often use, like her or uh, Fakel, Nungle. Those are all DPS characters, and they will greatly benefit from this 15% crit and 50% crit damage. Yeah, and to help Cole be able to get this kill, you're actually able to equip the Flying Blade Arm Guard, which even at the first star is able to uh, decrease an enemy's HP by 12%. So, I mean, you have 88% left. Cole is still probably not going to be able to one shot with 88% of HP, but in conjunction with someone else, like you have somebody else attack, and then Cole attack, use this Flying Blade Arm Guard, and then use Wipeout. Yeah, like Cole usually is able to get, pretty good kills. So how does our trait work with this? The trait will actually just make it even better. So, right now this trait has a cooldown of 2, and if I bring Cole all the way up to 5 stars, then she has a cooldown of 1. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to leave it at 3. So how does this play out? So let's say Cole uses Wipeout and kills an enemy, and now she has dodge, and she has another turn she can take. Great. So she can just attack anybody. She can go in and do a normal hit. She's not going to have enough energy to attack, use Wipeout again. She will have 2 or 3 energy. So Cole will just go and probably do a normal hit, and she can just wait there. She doesn't, it's just you basically get 1 free extra hit. Or if you feel that, after you kill somebody with this Wipeout, if there's like 3 enemies close to Cole, Cole can run back. You don't have to wait there. You don't have to use the other attack to attack somebody. She can actually use like guerrilla tactics. She can go, she can kill, and then she can run back. And the cooldown that I have, a 3 star, the 2-turn cooldown works really well with the Wipeout cooldown. Because as I said, you need 4 energy. You start the turn with 1. And then you get 2 for the kill, and then so you basically every other turn you will have 4 energy as long as you're doing killing hits with Wipeout. So every other turn you can use this, and you can also run back. Like they're both on the same cooldown cycle if you keep this at 3 stars. So with that, I believe that like I believe there you can still play Cole, especially if you really like a character, if you like a character's playstyle, you want to find ways to fit them in. It's not that Cole is useless. It's not that Cole is just completely like, bad to play or anything. Not at all. I don't think that at all. Um, so I'm still using Cole. I mean, at some point, if I find that everyone is like 50k HP and Cole is only doing, I don't know, like 6k attack or something, 6k damage, then yes, we have a problem because Cole can only do like 12% of health. Then it's a huge problem because Cole is just not doing it. Cole's not doing enough then, right? So then it becomes a problem. But I don't really see that. Like against tankers, yes, of course, Cole's not going to do well, and that's also because of the counter mechanics, right? Like tankers, the green units have an advantage against the blue seekers, so Cole is definitely not going to be able to do a lot of damage against them. But against the breaker class, against the watchers, against the destroyers and other seekers, yeah, Cole does quite a bit of damage, and the way how I just described it in playing her, she does quite well against all these classes. So you know that's my analysis so far. Like when I've been playing her, that's how I've been playing her, and it works, especially in PvP. Um, PvP she does really well, but so let me just give you a quick rundown of what I do in PvP because she doesn't even fight anyone. She can just go in. So what I do, I have Cole over here, and on the first turn, I actually use my maneuver command to put her up to here. And then from here, she can just stand here and kill this thing. And sometimes, if there are enemies around here, I will use the pursuit order to give her a second turn and, break this. But in this game, there isn't anyone close to here, so she'll just take 2 turns to break this. And this one, I will use Nungle to stand somewhere around here and attack this thing, and then I'll give her another turn with Inna, and she'll attack again and she'll break it. So I don't actually kill most of these enemies, and I found that if you break both of these things, you can actually you get the credit for the whole stage. You'll get credit for killing all the enemies and all these like buildings and whatever. So I've been able to clear this pretty fast, that I don't really engage the enemies much. So I haven't really been attacking anyone with Cole simply because I don't really need to. But I've done tests where I'm like, okay, let me just see how much damage Cole would do. And usually, like, these red enemies or destroyers, not Gloria, because Gloria is usually a lot more tanky, but destroyers, other watchers like the mage watchers and the breakers, Cole usually can one-shot them with wipeout. That's what I found. So with that in mind, I mean, I don't. Yes, Cole has fallen off in the sense that she doesn't do as much damage as she did before at the start of the game, but I think that's just to be expected. I mean, she's like a launch hero. Of course, there's going to be power creep, but I think I think she's still usable, and I think she will still be usable for at least a while, until you get heroes that just have like 100k HP or something, like I said, and she's doing less than 10k HP with her skill. Then yes, then it's a problem. But for now, I'm still having a lot of fun with her, and yeah, she's working for me. So as I said, this is the build that I'm using. Um, I'm trying to have as much crit damage on her as possible because the crit rate is actually very, very high with her leader skill, and then her killer instinct, and as the Omen of Death stacks build up, like all of these things, she almost has like 100% crit rate most of the time. So I just want her crit damage to be really high. So that's why I have the Verdict of Justice. I have this Void Stab, which increases crit damage 5% and stacks up to 6 times. So yeah, so this is my build. This is Cole, and I think she does well. I'm not going to be raising her stars more than 3 stars. If I get dupes from pulling, then yes. I mean, might as well then, right? But I'm not going to be farming her shards. I think there are other characters I would focus on instead, because I don't really think I need her to be for her trait to have a cooldown of 1. Um, I could also see the case where some people say that, oh, you should have her at 4 stars, because at 4 stars her stats increase, like her P attack and crit rate go from 10% to 15, which is which is pretty good. So I can see the case for that, but I don't think it's necessary to go to cooldown 1, especially because with her normal hit after that, it'll be hard to kill on the next turn. So on a cooldown of 2, I think that's more than enough to be able to cycle her and use her properly. So anyway, so that's my recommendation, and this is my kind of review on Cole. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Um, yeah, if I have said anything wrong, or if I overlooked something, let me know. We'll be happy to discuss and talk about it more. But anyway, that's it for my review. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys next time.